Hey, good to see you.
Sure. Can't exactly keep secrets from myself, can I? The feeling's mutual. Honestly, my life was kind of boring before I found the artifact. I had a steady gig as a miner, plenty of friends at Argos, and your run-of-the-mill UC family. It's wild how fast things change, isn't it? Hell, before you showed up, I'd never even had a job where I worked above ground. Makes me wonder how things would be different if I never found the artifact in the first place. You're kidding, right? It's you. Meeting you is by far and away the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And unless you've made this trip before, I'm willing to bet that I'm the only person in existence who has ever met a version of themselves from another universe. I mean, meeting you even makes finding the artifact seem normal by comparison. Yeah, sometimes. It wasn't an exciting life, but it was mine, you know? I knew what to expect when I woke up every morning. I don't feel like that so much anymore. And universe hopping and space magic, they're not exactly my areas of expertise. Still trying to figure out where I fit into this whole thing. I try not to let it keep me up at night, but that's easier said than done. I'm sure you get it. I mean, you've had a way stranger journey than I have. It was mostly Supervisor Lynn's doing. Argos wasn't my first mining job. And when Lynn and I met, I was mining for Deimos near Cydonia. See, 5 years on Mars, churning out ore for the UCU military was more than enough for me. I met Lynn and Heller at the Broken Spear one night and we got to talking. Lynn said she beat my Deimos salary, and that if I worked for Argos, I'd get to travel more. Seemed like too good an opportunity to pass up, so I took it. I go back and forth. I enjoyed mining for Argos, even though I wasn't with them very long. I think I could have been a lifer if it weren't for that artifact. But it's hard to regret finding it after what I saw when I touched it. I mean, you get it, right? I've never experienced anything like it in my life. It changed me. Hopefully for the better. I did. Heller and I got along, and Lynn was a good boss. I mean, she was tough, but only when we needed it. Beat the hell out of working for Deimos, that's for sure. For me, it was. The work was hard, the pay was crap, and the way Deimos treated us miners rubbed me the wrong way. I was happy to get out of there. I am not surprised. I can't imagine Lynn being any different, even in another universe. She's a good woman. I would have worked for her for the rest of my life if the artifact and Constellation hadn't come into play. All right, let's do it. So many. I'm still getting used to this whole traveling with myself thing. This is kind of an obvious one, but I've been wondering what you think the biggest difference is between our universes. Damn. That's horrible. Well, I hope that doesn't happen here. Can't imagine losing one of them. What about your family? I'm pretty close with my parents. Are you? Were you? That's great. What a nice thing to have in common. Hopefully your parents back in your home universe aren't missing you too much. Let's see. What else? Ah, here's a good one. If our roles were reversed and I was the Starborn instead, would you have joined my crew? That's why I took it. I figure I'm the only person in history who's ever gotten an offer like that. Passing it up seemed like a bad call. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're the captain and I'm the crewmate. You're a way better pilot than me. If I was at the helm, this ship would be a pile of scrap on some uninhabited moon by now. But I do have one more question for you, if you're up for it. Do you ever miss your home universe? That must be tough. I hope you don't regret it too much. And if it makes things any easier, I'm really happy you're here. Hey, thanks a lot for letting me ask you this stuff. Getting to know you better makes the whole traveling with myself thing a lot easier for me. Yes and no. You're a lot wiser than I am. Maybe going through that Unity thing does that to a person, knowing how this could all turn out. Must weigh on you. And you're a better pilot than I am too, and better with a gun. But I may have you beat as a minor, though. Sounds like you didn't do it as long as I did. To tell you the truth, I'm glad there are some differences between us. Makes me feel more me, you know? More like a person, and less like an echo of you. Good chat.